All right, Metal Block, back at you again. Super excited. Another awesome show, man. Metal, metal, metal. That's what we do. We're glad you joined us. We hope you're liking it. Had an exciting year so far. Interviewed some awesome bands. Don't forget to go check those out. Don't forget to check out Brando on the social medias. He's posting stuff all the time. He's been doing the daily commutes again more often, I noticed. He's been listening to some albums again every day, Brando. That's awesome, man.
Always been listening, finally finding time to post them. That's the tricky part.
Yeah, waking up at like 6 a.m, getting ready to drive across Houston and finding time to still post and look up the bands, man. I mean, it's awesome, but there's so many out there.
Yeah, never stop listening. Just posting about it.
There you go. Never stop listening, man. That should be the slogan of the day. We're just going to keep that up there. Never stop listening.
New tattoo idea.
Yeah, man. So everybody, like I said, exciting show. Go check us out. Check out what's happening in metal. But tonight, we're focused on Izeovasis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Excited to have you guys with us tonight. Talk some metal. You know, some Bay Area, right?
Yep.
Thrash City. I love it.
Sir.
Yeah, man. Lots of great music comes out of there. I love talking about the scene that happens there all the time. You know, we get a chance to hear from the different bands that, you know, just kind of around that California area over there, and talking about the different shows that are coming through and all the awesome music that's happening. You know, it's just always been such a hub for some cool metal, you know, since the heydays, I guess. I can't think of any other word to say it, you know, if there is such a thing, the beginnings almost. But yeah, man. So here we go. We're going to kick this one off. So for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching at home, let's get ready to rumble.
All right. Nick's applause effect there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Where's my clap sound effect? You know, the soundboard. So don't have one. So
that was good.
Golf clap. But hey, Brando. Yeah, man, get us started. Fellas, thanks so much for joining us. We're stoked, man.
Thanks for having us.
Excited to be here, man.
Yeah, so we got you guys here with us from Izeovasis, Jay and Nick. Why don't you guys start by telling us who you are and what you do for the band?
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, I'm Jay. I'm the vocalist, lyricist, and yeah, it's our 20-year mark, man. We've been doing this shit for 20 years. Yeah.
Awesome.
Crazy to say. Yeah, I'm Nick. I play guitar and I help songwrite and arrange everything, program drums, and shoot videos sometimes when I need to. Do whatever I can, man. Content creation.
Hell yeah.
He also records all of our music in his home studio. So he does all the drums, guitar. He records my vocals there. We do it all in his studio. It's all self-recorded. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
Hell yeah. One of the things we like to do to like really kick things off is find out your metal origin stories. So Nick, we'll start with you. Why don't you tell us, how did you get into metal music? Like start liking it, and then what was your journey into playing it?
Yeah, I started but just admiring my friends' bands in high school and stuff, and just trying to get my own thing together. And then eventually I just ended up playing shows and fell in love with playing shows. And then it became writing and recording, and fell out of it for a while. I started like producing and recording artists and stuff for a while. But then when I came back, it's like I never left. I love it now. I'm back full bore. So it's amazing. But yeah, just it's pretty much the beginnings, like just inspired by friends around me, really, like, but
Very cool. What was your first like introduction into like hearing metal music kind of stuff?
probably say my buddy Ian's band, Diary of, and then went to like the local bands in high school that were like heavier, that I started looking for heavier bands. And then when I found like the ones that are in my high school, I started gravitating to those groups of people, like Primal Scream Therapy, and then it became House of Atreus, and they got signed, and then all those band members became in different bands, and I was fans of all those bands, and I just like luckily, I mean, like you said, this area, like, we're surrounded by so many talented people, and it's so easy to just really like, wow, that guy's amazing, like, and you're just like, you can just like grab little bits of knowledge from everybody. It's awesome,
Oh yeah, there's definitely a good community up there. That's badass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool.
and you bring up a good point too, just with like, local bands, like your friends being in bands, and I remember that during high school and growing up and having friends that were playing in local shows, and then you got to go to those local shows and you got to see a whole bunch of your friends at these shows too, so it was almost like you had this mini metal scene happening in your town of like all of your friends, well, I say mini because I'm not from the Bay Area, I'm from Norman, Oklahoma, but it still is just like a really good way, to connect with people in the local scene. And if you dig the music, man, you're gonna love the people. You just got to get out there and go to some shows, man. And I love hearing that too, because it rings so many, like memories from, us growing up, us getting into metal and listening to, friends and wanting to be up on that stage and wanting to be playing music, and I almost take a little bit of pride in the fact that we didn't have smartphones whenever I was, that age, that we were out making music and trying to like record on little 4-track tape recorders, of making some cool heavy metal music, and instead of, sitting there on our phones all day. I know it didn't take off for us maybe, and we didn't become anything like super big, but I love hearing other bands similar stories, about just that kind of time period and getting into it, right? So, man, freaking awesome, man. I love the scene, I love the music, and I love how all the bands make it, man. It's so fun to listen to.
Totally.
Hell yeah. Jay, lay it on us, man. Put your metal origin story.
Oh man, yeah, kind of similar to what Nick said. Just people that I was surrounded. We didn't go to the same high school. We didn't meet till after high school, but same thing. Like just people that I was around in high school, playing music. But if you want to go beyond that, like before that, it's like really, I mean, it goes back to like being a child and listening to like, Zeppelin and Sabbath and like AC/DC and what's considered classic rock now, right? Bands like that, Van Halen, and then as I got older, I got, Metallica and Slayer and Pantera, and it just got heavier and heavier as I got older. And then, yeah, by the time I was in high school, it was like there were so many different genres and subgenres and just kind of into everything from hardcore to like death metal to tech metal to whatever metal, you know what I mean? Just so many different genres. But yeah, kind of the same thing he said, just the people that I was surrounded by, and I was in high school bands, before, nothing good and nothing, nothing too good or nothing, but trying, playing shows like house parties in high school and, playing at like the cafeteria or whatever, and, that's kind of how it started for me, and then I met Nick and Izeovasis, right after I graduated high school, man. I was like 17 years old. And then, a mutual friend that he brought up earlier, House of Atreus, the drummer of that band, he worked at a local gas station. He was always bugging me about this band that he's a singer. And I was like, oh, I'm in a band. I was always in a band. It just never worked out. Timing wasn't right. And then timing worked out one day. I wasn't in a band anymore. And he's like, hey, dude, these guys told me a singer. I was like, all right, man, fucking send me their info, and that's how I met them, just a bunch of kids, man, Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh
So
man,
just
the aspirations of youth, man. It's
Yes.
awesome. You can take over the world when you're that age. I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when I met Jay, he liked a lot of different stuff. He liked like Through the Eyes of
Norma
the Dead was
Jean.
probably the heaviest, like, and Norma Jean, and then like But you listen to a lot of like emo stuff too. You listen to like Under Oath and The Bled and like those type of bands. Like
Atreyu. I listened to everything. Yeah. And then like Dillinger, I liked Dillinger. And then when I met them, I was they introduced me to more like I listened to Dillinger, but that was about as tech as like it got for me. And then I met them, and they just started opening me up to all these other tech bands that I never heard of, like the Red Chord and Ion Dissonance and Into the Moat and the Faceless, Despised Icon, all these legendary bands that I was just a little like Tony Danza, Izeovasis, like all these other bands. They kind of introduced me, when I was 17 to all this other stuff, and then it just took off, and it was just like tech metal was the thing, dude. That's all I wanted to listen to. So yeah, I just listen to everything, man. Anything that sounds good, right? So yeah, just kind of all around, just whatever I like, I guess. Anything.
Hell yeah. You just mentioned a few bands I hadn't even thought of in years. Like Izeovasis and Ion Dissonance, dude. I remember I went to see Ion Dissonance by myself one day, like just in Oklahoma City. I remember I can't remember what nobody else was available to go to. I was just like, I gotta go see these guys. Like the shit was badass.
It's fun fact about Izeovasis. You want to let the cat out of the bag, Jay. I don't know, that'd be cool.
Yeah, fuck it. Let the cat out, dude. Let's let it run, go for it.
Yeah, we got a collab song with Izeovasis with the original vocalist Adam, and that's gonna be coming out on our next release. We're really excited about it. It's already done. It's so good.
It's very cool.
Super sick.
Yes, that's so exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to hear
it's gonna be our fifth record. Yeah, the fifth record we're almost done, man. I got like two more songs to record vocally, and then but yeah, one of them will be with Adam from Izeovasis, and then the one with Danza, Jesse from Danza, will be on that same record. Yeah, so we're pretty excited about it. Yeah.
Nice, that's cool. So how do you guys get hooked up with these collaborations? Like, 'cause I noticed the album you guys put out in 23, you had the Red Chord on there also. Like,
yep.
So that's awesome. How do you guys get connected with these guys to have them collaborate on work with you?
So I pretty much do, just like my mindset is like, the worst that can happen is they say no, right? So I'll just reach out on social media to these guys, like, hey, we're huge fans. We would love if you wanted to get on track. Pretty much just simple and sweet, nothing crazy, dude. Just not fanboying or nothing, dude. And just like, hey, like, we love you guys. Would you like to get on a song? Worst they can say is no, right? And like you mentioned, Guy from the Red Chord, he kind of like paved the way for us, a few years ago when I hit him up. And he's like, yeah, man, send me a song and let me hear it, and we sent him a track. He's like, that's sick, I'm down. And he fucking did it. And we love that song, dude. And Guy's the shit, man. Red Chord's the shit, So that's kind of how it started. And I just started like getting kind of ballsy, like, well, I'm just going to hit up everybody I love, And so I just started hitting up, I hit up Jesse from Danza. Actually, around the same time I hit up Guy.
He's good with timing, though. He waits.
Yeah.
He'll be like, hey man, you guys are the biggest influence. He'll say all this good stuff. Oh, you got kids too? Oh, I got kids too. Like he's just like, it's all just like
connect
personal.
Just connect on a level. On the same level.
Any of that comes up, and it's very. I'm not saying you're trying to strategy, like, but it's like it's natural. You have good timing with it, bro. I think that's a big part
just
of it.
Just trying to connect on the same level, like you said, like most of them have kids too, what I mean? We're all older guys now, and just connect on the same level, man. Just like, hey, pretty much. But yeah, just like throwing it out there and just seeing what happens, what becomes of it, right? And I mean, I talk to Jesse all the time, man. He's a cool dude. He's just a regular guy like you and I, and you know what I mean? He's just and Adam from Izeovasis, same thing. I talk to that guy all the time too, man. He's just a laid back, chill, cool guy, man. We get along, man. They're just down to earth guys.
Every time we get a new feature, I'm like, I can't believe this shit, dude. Like, are you serious, bro? That guy, like, dude, like, we're just like, man, it's just
like,
it's
no
amazing,
way.
Bro. Yeah, it's like, dude, like, we didn't even have a song for Jesse when he agreed for the Tony Danza. I was like, dude, I got to make a song. Like, we got to make a Danza type song or something. I don't know. And so I whipped the song in like a week or two. I think it was a week and a half.
About a week and a half, yeah.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, I'm really proud of that. It came out sick.
Yeah, it came out very sick. That's awesome. That's
awesome,
really cool, man. Like You just got to shoot your shot. Like I tell Zoomy this all the time. Like, man, what's the worst gonna happen? They're just gonna say no, like, or worse than that, they say yes, and then we have to actually like look like
right. And then you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah, exactly, dude. The pressure was on, dude.
Yeah.
Because how many features does that guy do too? He doesn't do too many features, It's like,
no, he doesn't. Yeah.
We're really blessed with that feature, man. Like, super sick.
No, that's really
100%,
awesome.
100%.
That's cool.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to when we were writing that Rebirth record that you mentioned is when I hit up Jesse originally, and he just wasn't on social media for a couple of years, so he never even saw the message. And then he hit me up, in 2025, I guess early 25, last year. He's like, "Hey man, thanks for the message. Sorry, I've been off social for a while." And at this point, Izeovasis, we were on one of our hiatuses. We weren't even writing music, dude. Like Rebirth came out in 23, and then we weren't writing any music. We weren't even we weren't active at all. And then he hit us back with that message like, "Hey, I'm down. Like, what do you have?" And I hit up Nick like, "Dude, we gotta fucking write a song, dude." Like Jesse hit me up, man. It's crazy, and it just kind of worked out, And now we're writing our 5th album, man. Here we are,
Oh yeah, it's quite the reason to come out of a hiatus, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, my hat's off to you guys on the being the personable skills of being able to like reach out to folks and connect with. It's like connecting with other people is it's almost it's an art, but it's like a lost skill. Yeah, these days, like everything is just so digital, and there's always this digital barrier between us. Like it's hard to connect with people anymore. So, which is funny. Like the internet brings you together, but then
isolates you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird the way it works, but
it's a blessing and a curse, man. You know what I mean? 100%.
Yeah,
it's a blessing and a curse.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're all right here, but we never leave home. It's
right?
That kind of deal. Yeah.
So
yeah,
true.
but the good thing, we talked a little bit earlier about being able to do collaborations and stuff like that because of having the internet. So we don't have that geographical separation. So bringing kind of like you said we're fans of these guys too. And that's the way it should be in metal because so many times I notice that the bands they're fans of all the bands they're traveling with and touring with and playing with, and so yeah, just getting to kind of be a part of bringing all that to the people and it being something that you love and that you're passionate about, man. And gosh,
all you can do is be thankful, man. That's all that's all I can do. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me, dude? Like,
and just watch it grow.
Believe that. Yeah. Just like, just epic, bro. So epic.
Exactly. So the good side of the internet, right? We do get a chance, and that's one of the blessings you mentioned. And the curse again is, like you said, it breaks us down to where we lose some of those basic skills. But here's what always happens too. Whenever you sit down and you talk with people, like this right here or whatever, you find that we all have so much in common and that you can relate with one another, whether you're listening to the same music. Like I always say, even if you don't like metal music, you love music. Like just about everybody loves music. I can't think of barely anybody that's like, nope, don't like music. So even my grandpa, who like only drank water his whole life, I felt like I never saw that guy drink coffee. He drank coffee too, right? He was an old timer, but even he liked Hank Williams Jr. So
there you go, classic.
Yeah, man.
Music's so subjective too. You know what I mean? So it's like what we were talking about earlier about how I liked so many different styles of metal. It's like one day I'll be listening to like Every Time I Die, and the next day I'm listening to like the darkest death metal band. You know what I mean? It's like it just changes every day, man. You know what I mean? I listen to whatever I feel like whenever I'm in the mood, man. So it's just so that's why it's cool. He's like so many different genres out there, man. You can just go crazy with that shit.
Right, just let your playlist shuffle sometimes.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
get lost in that. But yeah, there's a band or a subgenre for every mood that you could possibly be in. Like there's always feeling something different, and there's some distorted guitars and blast beats somewhere for it. Like, love it. Well, I would love to hear about your guys' like creative process. How did these songs come together for you guys?
Um, well, we started again on this new album with that song with Narcissist, and then after that, I had a like a handful, a couple more other songs we started with, like after that to keep going, and then I was like, let's just get our old guitarist back and see if he wants to write some songs. So he's been in the studio and he's been like writing a handful too. So it's like collection of all of our ideas, really, is what it's just coming together. But it's gonna be sick. It's exciting. It's just costly to get the whole thing mastered, so we're just chipping away at it one song at a time. And but it, you know, and Jameson's got a lot of work cut out for him because he's just joined Blood Monolith, and they're going to be touring with Cryptopsy on that next Disciples tour run, which is really crazy, like huge opportunity for him. So it's not a good time to be like, hey, dude, you're gonna pay a bunch of money right now to, it's like, so we're just, we're gonna pay for stuff as we go and just one at a time and get it done. But yeah, it's coming. The songs are done and they're super sick. Like I just my mastering skills aren't to the level I want it to be to where I can just handle the whole project. So I'm just being real and I wanted to translate everywhere and listen. I don't want to no clunky mixes. Like what I'm saying. It's very
Yeah,
important
sure.
nowadays. Yeah.
So, do you have somebody local to your area that you guys like to use, or do you send it off somewhere into a distant land?
We're working with this guy Simone Pete Forte, and he's in Italy, and he's mixes for a bunch of bands like Distant and Signs of the Swarm, and so he has those kinds of heavy hitting low end mixes that we're looking for. So that was a costly process trying to get to him, really. But it's cool that we're able to self record and then send it to him and he can make it sound massive. So it's a great great place to be in. I wish technology was along like this far along. We're like
oh man,
out of high school, like, and just like Jay's networking skills were there too. We've been like doing a lot of cooler stuff, but it's cool to be in the right place now financially and older and being able to handle stuff. It's a great place to be in a band right now.
Well, imagine 20 years ago me trying to hit up these guys on what MySpace. It would have been impossible. They wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
nobody would have responded to those fucking messages, man. You know what I mean? It would just been like just got ghosted pretty much. Nobody would have responded to that shit. So, it was a different time back then.
Yeah,
Like bands probably weren't even on their MySpaces checking that shit. You know what I mean? Like
and
some
a
other
lot of
asshole.
bands don't get opportunities just because they simply give up. Like you gotta
Yeah,
just not give
100%.
up, dude. Like
Yeah.
it's just like things won't happen if you're not around or if you
Mm-hmm.
it sucks, but
Yeah.
that's very important. Like
For
that's
sure.
obviously that's the most important, but that's what
Yeah.
happens to
Yeah,
most bands. They just give up and they just
Yeah.
lose the cool opportunities.
yeah,
You
you gotta
know.
That's
stay
why that's
relevant.
why
You
I
gotta
say the
keep.
worst they can say is no, man. The worst they can say is no. So just shoot your shit and just hope for the best. You know.
For sure.
Yeah.
Ride that
Yeah,
momentum, man, and I've always heard it put that if you don't have momentum, you make momentum is what you do, and so you find ways to like generate some momentum, and even the small things, you begin to celebrate them, and then you start celebrating bigger things, and then you like just ride that snowball down, man, and like you said, and we've said time and time again on the show too, even like keeping active and relevant and in people's minds, to where they don't forget about you, because there's just so much music that's coming out all the time, and to be able to, get, you know what I mean? Like hearing from the
Yeah.
band you like again and again and again, like you're always like waiting for that next song and next track. You're always like following everything they put out just because, like they're active and they're always making stuff and you don't want to miss the next thing. So, that's important. You talked about MySpace back in the day.
Yeah.
That wasn't how social media was at the time. It was a little like ahead of its time kind of deal. It wasn't this like, oh, you monitor it, you check in, you're always reporting and showing everybody what you're doing. And so, it, like you said, you get ghosted, and it might not even be because the band doesn't want to talk to you. It's just they don't even really watch it. Yeah, they just don't even look at that or monitor it. They were still looking emails back then or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
yeah, you couldn't reach a band on MySpace, dude.
yeah.
Probably, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, yeah, it was different. It wasn't what it is now, you know, with Facebook and whatever. You know, it's totally different. But
You guys mind if I ask a question?
Ask
Ask
away.
away.
All right, I'm wondering, like, you're like, as music consumers, would you rather like consume a single or listen to or get an album, or like, are you more excited for an album release or a single? Like,
Timmy, you want to go
Oh,
first or me?
Brando, you go.
Oh,
I already know my answer, but
well, I don't mind. I'm personally, I'm not the biggest fan of like lots of singles. Just because if you're putting out an album and you put out like a third of the album in singles, by the time the album comes out, you know, it's just like it's kind of like I've heard a lot of this already. So like but I like to listen to the full collection. So like I will sometimes avoid a single for at least for a little while. It's always inevitable. Like I'll end up listening to it or I'll give it a spin, but I try not to save the singles and like listen to them a lot most of the time. Um I like that start to finish, get the full feel of like the collection of songs that were put together for that release. Like now, if you're
yeah,
just releasing a single like here and there, that's like the content you have, and you're trying to stay relevant and keep it out. I'm not saying I said it, but I didn't like. I don't just like not listen to singles, right? But like if I know it's a single that's on an upcoming release, I'm like, I might just wait a couple months and check out the full album instead. Because but when the album comes out, I'll be skipping that song because like, oh, I've already heard this one like 30 times. So that's
yeah,
that's like kind of my perspective for it. I mean, I know singles are huge, man. Like people, I know a lot of bands get a lot of traction off singles. I totally get like why bands do that, and I mean, my understanding is like that's where like a lot. There's even a lot of revenue is built off of singles and stuff, right? Like merchandise, and then like, I mean, I understand it. I guess it's for me. It's like if like I said, if it's like a single coming off of an upcoming release, and the release is just like a month or two away, I might give that single a spin real quick and then kind of like be like, all right, now I'm going to wait for the album kind of thing. So I don't get tired of it before it's out.
yeah. Makes sense.
yeah,
I probably just said the same thing like 5 times. So apologies,
No, you're
Jimmy.
good. No, that
Go
makes sense.
ahead.
I got you. Yeah.
How about
Oh,
you,
and so for
Zoomy?
me, I am okay with singles. I think, you know, if a band wants to put it out once, you know, an album or something once every couple of years and they don't want to put out singles, you know, I'm excited for the album to come out just like Brandon was just talking about. However, when they're putting out singles, it's like little candy treats, you know, along the way for me. And so I struggle to be like, I don't like them, even though I do understand what he's saying, because I like to, from the old school days, put the CD in because it was a CD for me.
Mhm.
And at least in my metal days, it was all CDs, but put the CD in, listen to it beginning to end. And, you know, at the time, I didn't even know like track names. I would just be like the third track, you know,
Track
on that
one,
album,
track
track
two.
one, track two,
Yes,
you
track
know,
numbers.
yeah, because we didn't even have CD players at the time that would like show you what it was playing whenever you put the CD in, you know? I mean, heck, I remember my first CD player in the car was actually one of the tape things that you stick in your cassette deck. And then you had the Discman that you like, the little clamshell Discman
Oh
that you would
yeah,
like
and you
put
plug
the
it
CD
in.
in and click it, you know, and then
Yeah.
it's just sitting somewhere
Oh,
that, you know, hopefully doesn't skip, you know, so that whenever you're driving, but you know, it was just, it was a different time. But here's what I notice about the singles. I know the names of the songs now. Like, because that comes across, because, you know, I mean, I got this big screen in my truck now that tells me what it is. And so I guess I might know it even if it wasn't just as a single, but
Do you feel like it gives you an opportunity to celebrate the songs again, like, and just listen to them all again, or do you feel like I'm just like, you know, like, I'm just gonna skip this because I've already heard it? Like, is
so
it like
I'm
you're
probably
looking for
still
fresh
gonna,
stuff all the time?
I'm probably still gonna listen to the thing in its entirety again. You know, I will maybe pay a little bit more attention to the structure of the songs because they're songs I've already heard and I've already like become familiar with. I might be like, oh, they put this one third, like, or I like how they put
Oh
this in
yeah.
between those two songs, because again, for me, like the album is almost like a story that it's telling, throughout, even if it's not a concept album, just throughout the entire thing. And so I think placement of songs is actually really important. Singles almost takes that away and allows you to just focus on the song,
Yeah.
and enjoy the song. Whenever the album then comes out, I might pay a little bit more attention to song placement, but I'm not a super critic either. You know what I mean? I'm not one of
Yeah.
these people that's like, oh, well, I should have done this one last, or, and it's just because I find it that whenever I'm talking to other people about music, more often than not, I like the music, even if somebody else has something critical to say about it. I'm usually like, oh,
Yeah.
I thought it rocked, so I'm just such a fan of metal and a fan of the music and a fan of the scene and a fan of, just the bands and the interactions between even the bands, that the music is a part of that. And it's so funny. It's all like this weird feeling that I'm trying to describe, and it's hard to describe. The short story is I like singles, and I'll still listen to the album in its entirety whenever it comes out. It's not going to affect me too much. It almost gives me something to celebrate along the way. It won't be all as fresh, but I'm probably not going to skip them either. So, I'm like here and here, like whatever the band, makes most sense for the band. And in today's world, you got to keep putting it out because that's what people want nowadays. They want more. They want more.
Music's
they want
so
more.
digestible, man. People they're pooping it. They're eating it. It's
Yeah.
just flowing.
Yeah.
It's the freaking human centipede of music. You know what I mean? Like,
and I think it's just the way, the way of the gun now, if that makes sense, right? It's just the way you got to play the game, to, like you said, become relevant and stay fresh in people's ears so that you're the band they want to listen to whenever they're, picking up something, like whenever they're just opening up and choosing something on their own.
Yeah.
They're like,
I feel like
Izeovasis.
I feel like the newer generation coming up also, not all of them, but I don't want to categorize them all, but I feel like a lot of people nowadays, their attention span is fucking non-existent, right? So like I feel like a lot of people get easily bored and they're like, okay, I'm fucking over this song, skip, next. People don't sit there and listen to a fucking album front to back anymore, right? Like that a lot of people don't do that anymore. So you lose the interest of people's ability to listen to a full album. Right?
You're absolutely right. I think the
yeah.
streaming service like concept with just like throwing random playlists and stuff like that out. It like singles are great for that, right? Like it gets you on a playlist and
100%.
actually, I was just like, because I know your guys' single Narcissist. I mean, you guys put that out. You said it's going to be coming out on your coming up record, right? Like you're up to it.
Yep.
But you guys were able to release that. That song was ready like last July, right?
Back in October.
So,
October.
Yeah. Okay. So like that's a long distance, like, right? Like that there's a big duration. So it gets I do like singles for the sense of like, hey, we've got a song ready. Let's dip our toes in the water. Let's get something out there. Let's start pushing our name and getting our sound out there in front of people. And then, especially if you have more songs to work on and there's like a time lapse in between some of the stuff, right? But then I guess for me it's like, Aborted or Arcspire come out with a new album. It's coming out in May, and in March they start dropping singles, and it's like I'm not really interested in checking out your single because I'm just gonna wait for the whole album that's coming out in a month and a half, So I guess that's so I mean from what I said before, not to like go back on it, but like I guess it's kind of circumstantial, I suppose, like I do like that you guys have this new music out and you were able to get it out last year. And I mean, you like you said, Jay, you still have 2 songs to record, right? So I mean, it gets you out there and it keeps you relevant and in front of people. So like I do like maybe like a strategic release of singles like that, because then, I'm going to listen to your single and get real familiar with it. But then by the time the album comes out, it's like, I'm not listening to it nonstop anymore, and it's like, oh yeah, that song was
banger,
sick, So
Yeah.
I guess it is kind of like circumstantial and like depends on the situation and how it's released, I guess, That's a great question, Nick. That's a really
it really is, man. It gets you kind of like thinking in circles too, almost. Do you guys find that whenever you're releasing singles that you are kind of thinking like okay, because if I'll say it this way, Megadeth, they put out their last album recently. And all the singles that they had released, in my opinion, were the best songs on the album. There were a couple of more that I was like, okay, it's okay. But, and most of them were, like a little bit, I mean, they were thrashy as can be, but they were still kind of like radio play friendly songs. I felt like, and that was good and all. But whenever I listened to the album in the entirety, I was a little bummed that they put out what I thought were the best tracks for the singles.
Yeah.
And I know bands aren't going to be like, oh, we made sure to put the worst one out. And because, like there aren't worst ones, right? You're not putting it out if it's the worst one.
Yeah.
But, fans do still have favorites. And so like, how do you guys, whenever you're putting out a single, because this is something I've never even really thought about till just now, how do you guys know that like these are the songs we want to put out on the single and these are the songs we want to wait until we release the album?
So it's a little tricky because we just did the one single, and then we collectively talked about maybe dropping more, like should we do it like 2, maybe 3 more, and then wait. And there's kind of some mixed feelings on doing it. So I think I don't know, I can't speak for it, the whole band, but I believe we're just gonna drop the album at some point this year. I don't think we're doing any more singles off the record. I know we talked about it and we just couldn't really agree. So I think we're just kind of right, Nick. We're just pretty much dropping the album as a whole. Hopefully, I mean, I don't like to set dates because we can't say for sure. But the hope, my personal hope is, God, I mean, hopefully by like late summer or fall, early fall. But like I said, I got 2 more songs to do and we gotta finish everything up. But this year for sure, probably fall. I'm thinking early fall, But yeah, no more singles probably. Yeah.
Well, I hope that's not because of what I said.
No. No,
You ruined
that
it,
last
Brandon.
single. You fucked up. No,
I don't know if you
that
know
last
this about me,
single was
Jake, but
October.
I hold that kind of power with people. So
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. No, like, and also music's subjective too. Like certain people think things we do might be cooler than other things. Like we have black metal parts, we have clean singing parts, we have like a bunch of random different types of songs that we're doing. So it's kind of like, it's kind of hard to say like what would be the banger single or what would work more. But we knew that we just had that one song at that time and we're like, let's put this out, dude. It's sick. Like, you know what I mean? And then we were like, oh, well, we should include it in an album and write an album. So it was kind of an afterthought to write the album. So that's what happened.
Yeah, it was initially, just going to be that one song. And then it just, exactly. It just kept like, oh, I'm going to get Jameson back and writing shit and bust out another album and see what we can come up with. But I mean, obviously it's super biased, but I think they're all bangers, man. I mean, I like them all.
And that's what I was getting at too. Like, I mean, like, how do you even choose which one to pick out? Like whenever you're throwing those out. But I do like how...
No, I was just gonna say, like, of course, like, there's some that I like a little bit more than others, but I think they're all great, and like Nick said, they're all a little different from one another, so they're not all just like that Narcissist style, like he said, there's so many different variations of sounds going on in each track, so yeah, it's cool, man,
And I like how you pointed out that, hey, it wasn't like we have this collection of songs. How do we strategize what single to put out? But you said, hey, let's put out this single. And then the single kind of gave birth to something else, which is, just kind of going to say that, there is no real right way for the creative process. It's whatever kind of works and whatever gets the new material flowing and out there, because it's hard to write. I mean, everybody's writing. There's lots of people writing. I mean, but it's not easy. Like, I can't tell you how many times, Jay, I try to sit down and write lyrics for a song.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because I'm just trying to do something that, like I'm gonna try to write something. And dude, I suck. I suck so bad. Like, it's
a writer's
awful.
block's a real thing, dude. It's a fucking real thing.
It's not even
the
right.
bass
It's like
player.
when I write stuff, even I'm like, this is like just garbage, you know? Like, it's like I try to focus too much on like making it like a poem or making it like a, you know what I'm saying? Instead of actually just like writing something, you know? And I think, you know, that a lot of people might think that, you know, just playing an instrument, you know, because they've seen it and that they've, you know, they're like, oh, I'd love to do that. And then they pick it up and they realize like, oh, this is endless, you know, like I could go on for the rest of my life learning this instrument. But even with vocals, you know, like being able to change like vocal patterns, being able to write lyrics, and then also just having your own vocal style is such a strong skill to have. And, you know, like, non-metal listeners think it's just noise, obviously, but
screaming.
Screaming, but metal listeners, like, they can hear the different nuances in different singers or different guitarists, you know, and in the different bands. It's kind of like, you know, you could probably tell the difference between, you know, like, you know, a McDonald's hamburger. If you ate a McDonald's hamburger, it tastes like McDonald's, right? A lot of bands have that. Like, you'll hear something and you'll be like, wait a minute, and you'll look and you'll be like, sure enough, that's, you know, like, that singer, you know, that I like from this other band, and they're doing a collab with this band. So I really like, you know, how you talk about not only the collaborations in your creative process, but also how, you know, this like opened up the opportunity to just keep writing more and to bring an album out to everybody. And then here you go 6 months away ish, you know, from actually getting something out, man. So, you know, whether you're releasing singles or not, you know, putting out material, like we've said, you know, it's got to be done. And people want to hear the new material, and fans love watching the bands, you know, like go from the first album to the second to the third to the fourth. You know, they like following and seeing their favorite bands and keeping up with them. So anyway, all that rambling just to say, you know, like, so many different ways to do it, but I really like what all the things you guys talked about how that brings the music and creates the music for y'all.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, going back to what you were just saying too, like, when you hear that, like, oh, that sounds like such and such. I know that sound. And so with Nick and I, it's like the two of us are the only two consistent members from the very beginning to where we are now in 20 years, right? We're the only two consistent members on each record, right? Members have come and gone and come back again, you know what I mean? But on the records, it's him and I, dude. Like, so it's like that those vocals, oh, those guitar riffs, I know, you know what I mean? So, like what you were saying with certain bands, like, you know, bands that we listen to too are the same shit, man. It's like, you know, like, oh yeah, I know that singer because it's the same singer, you know. So yeah, it's consistency is key, right?
Yeah, you know, you have to walk that fine line between bringing new stuff out, but not being so different that everybody's like, they're not the same at all anymore, you know? And so, and we've talked about that. Bands have that, I call it like a type 1, type 2 error, you know, kind of like how a doctor has to deal with the same kind of stuff. Like, do you have it or do you not have it? You know, it's, you know, very similar to that. Like, if you put out something that's too different, you might lose
people
some
might
fans.
turn on you.
Yeah, people might turn on you, you know. But if you don't create anything new or innovate at all throughout, you know, like your life cycle,
people might get bored.
People are going to get bored, and it's going to be the exact same thing. They're going to lose interest and fall away.
Exactly. So so like that last record, that Rebirth record, we tried to do clean vocals. It was Nick's idea. He's like, dude, you should sing right here, because I'm in another project that I do a lot of clean vocals. It's more of like a metalcore band, right? So it's a lot of screaming, a lot of clean vocals too. He's like, dude, you should sing over this part. And he like wrote the part for me on Rebirth, on that last song on Rebirth. And I was like, all right, dude, you know, I'll give it a shot. And it turned out pretty good, and we ended up keeping it. And so yeah, just like trying new things, changing it up a little bit. Obviously, we try to stick to our original, like, hey, we want to be heavy and like more tech metal, blah 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 blah. But it's like, why not, you know, progress, right, as musicians? So this next record, same thing. There's a little bit of singing, but it's not overkill. It's not like, oh, you know, too much or whatever. And you know, people can argue like, oh, well, singing in metal is dick cheese or whatever it is. It's like, yeah, maybe it is. I mean, but if it's like, you know, if you like what you're doing, you like, you know, you like what.
And if I'm like, another thing is I'm recording Jay, and he's like belting out like a freaking like Linkin Park style high, like that, like like screaming in key, dude, and like in pitches, like that's fucking hard to do. Not a lot of people have that ability to sound like that. You know what I mean? I was like, dude, like we should just do that more often. It sounds crazy. Like, and I don't, you know, it's like, it's just, that's what happens. Like a natural progression with bands, right? You can't just, yeah, like you said, you just can't fry the same fish the same way, dude. You get bored of that shit, dude. You gotta switch it up, dude. Like,
yeah, gotta try new stuff. And I was trying to remember, whenever you guys you put out, and this was off of your Synapse Collective. And so this has been, I think, what was that, like 2014?
Yeah, 13,
but you guys,
14,
13 or 14, but you guys had, and I'm probably going to get them confused. It was, gosh, was it Hive Construction? Oh, it was the one that was almost like it came in acoustically.
Yeah, Jan. Yeah, Hive Construction.
Hive Construction. Yeah. So, you know, you guys have been, you know, trying different stuff, you know, throughout too, because that's something I'll hear bands do even today. And I'll be like, we're playing this song without distortion. I'll just see it on like a reel or something. As soon as I heard you guys, or, you know, whenever I was listening to get myself familiar with you guys, I was like, they've been doing it long before TikTok. So this is really cool.
And correct me if I'm wrong, we did that shit live too, Nick, right? Back then with that song?
Yeah, I would just turn my guitar volume down low.
Yeah.
It was cool. That was fun.
Yeah, that was neat. You know, that's one of those things in the song that just makes you like redirect yourself back to looking at what it is you're listening to and being like, what is this? You know, it's just different, you know, and it just caught my attention. You know, I've talked about like there being metal that you can like clean the house to, right? Because you don't have to sit and actually listen and digest every single thing. But then there's also bands that, you know, you actually have to sit down and listen to be able to, I keep using the word digest, but to just be able to comprehend. Yeah, that's the word, to be able to comprehend everything that's happening. And it's really, really neat to see all the stuff that bands do, you know, to be different and to differentiate themselves. But whenever I hear something in a song that makes me like redirect myself back to pay attention to what it is I'm listening to, because maybe I got distracted because I was listening to music while I was working or something, you know, I mean, everybody listens to music while they do just about everything. So, you know, and I redirect myself to say like, what's the name of this song? Hey, I liked what they did there. And, you know, like I had to, you know, dig in my brain just a little bit, but like, you know, I was sitting there thinking, don't get the song name wrong. But, you know, I didn't, because when the song happened, I was able to like look at it and kind of remember. And so anyway, those are just neat things too in the album. Whenever you try different stuff, you get things that, you know, might end up being something that somebody remembers. I've talked about like Exodus, their first album. I think it was the first, actually, Bonded by Blood. And in, you know, the vocalist, he does this, he'll like trail instead of down at the end. It'll be like, and he'll like trail up at the end sometimes in like the end of a line or something that he's saying. And I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, I don't know if I really like that, but I noticed that because I didn't know like the words to the song, that's the part of the song I would remember whenever I'd listen to it again, and I'd catch myself going, at the end, because I'd know, and I was like, it has the same effect of like, na, 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 na. You know, it has the same effect of na-nas, right? It just like gives you something to remember, and then you catch yourself like singing or humming or thinking of that in your brain. And so anyways, just saying different stuff is a good thing. Different stuff is good, and it's fun for fans to watch the bands, you know, like try new things and to grow.
Yeah, and things can be, you know, singing can be done cool if it's done tastefully, right? I mean, like, we all like music with, like, you know, but I don't know. It's just a lot of people don't have that view of us, like, so it's gonna be different when we put it out, I think. But we'll see what happens. I'm a fan of it, so that's what matters, right? We're happy with what we're putting out.
Yeah, we've talked about that too. Like bands being excited about their music and what they're putting out makes us want to go and check out those bands and to listen to that music, you know, or it's like something you don't forget because you're like, man, like those dudes were stoked about this. And, you know, like we might talk about it here on the show, or we might watch a video of somebody else getting to, you know, hear the band talk about it, but super freaking awesome. Hey, why don't we let everybody check out the song?
There you go.
Sounds like a great idea.
I think it's a good time. we're super stoked. We talked about it a couple times already here on the show, but the most recent song, Narcissist, that you guys put out with Tony Danza, tap dancing, we're going to get that sucker going right meow. There we go, guys.
Sick.
Man, awesome track, guys. So freaking cool. I know everybody out there, hope you really, really enjoyed it too, because, you know, you sit and you hear us talk about it, and we've mentioned it several times, but, you know, getting to actually listen to it, whether it was your first time or it just kind of reminded you, thanks for checking it out. And hopefully you remember Izeovasis to go check them out, man, and to make sure and spin that music, watch for the new stuff that's coming out, be on, you know, like the radar for the album that's going to be peaking either into summer, fall time. Super stoked to check that out, get a chance to listen to the new material. I want to hear some of that singing.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
And that's for real.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be too much more singing from the last album. Just a little bit, man. Just a little bit. Just a little.
Hey, just a
pinches here and there,
smidge.
man.
Just a
Yeah,
smidge.
man.
A little bit more. A little bit more.
A little bit more than Rebirth. Yeah. A little bit more than the last record. But I mean, you know, like we were saying, you should, you know, you want to progress, right? You want to try new things, and my concept is always like the next album should be better than the last, right? Like, what's your favorite album? The most recent album should be your favorite album, right? So that's how I try to look at things, you know. So why not be better than the last one, right? So
yeah, man, I love it. Like, try to be better each day, right? You know, it's
100%.
sounds like some old person words of wisdom, but you know, I think it's really things that we could all live by in whatever it is we're doing, you know. I mean, go out there and give it your best, give your best shot. And, when it comes to writing some metal, I hope, and, all the bands we talk about, but, I still hope every band is doing this, that they're trying to write better stuff each album. And I like the way you say it. Like, no one's going to really want to be like, man, I really like the earlier stuff we wrote, but this last album's kind of meh, I mean, no, nobody's going to want to check you out at all, so that goes back to the excitement too. And, hope everybody's excited as I am for the new music and also just keeping up, with what's going on with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hey, so you guys do a lot of the recording at home, you said, or all the recording at home, at least, you said you send off for the mastering and stuff, but, so what are you using to do all your recording? What kind of equipment are you recording through? Since you're doing most of it, are you doing live drums on the recording? Are you doing live bass on the recording?
Yeah, on some of the recordings we have live bass. Most of it's programmed. All the drums are programmed. Um, and then I got like a variety of different. Like we're going back and forth between 7 strings and 8 strings on this album. And then we're doing. It's cool. It's a variety of like I mean, what I'm using is I'm using FL Studio, and I'm recording into my interface. So I'm just tracking guitars right into there, and we'll just usually write little section at a time with drums, and then we'll put it together. The way I write is cool because if we get stuck and we don't know what would come next, we basically just move the whole DAW over to a blank slate and just start fresh on a new part. And then we never get stuck. We can figure out ways to integrate it back into the song or tie or just throw it away if we don't like it. But so at the end of our projects, we have like if you look to the right, it's just a whole graveyard of different ideas and scraps and vocal idea is like just all kinds of scraps like that we just it just sounds terrible. So, but yeah, it's sometimes I don't know what to put here. We'll just pick something that from there. We never throw away anything. We keep all that stuff. But yeah, it's a weird writing process. But usually just little chunks of music at a time, not full ideas. Rarely full ideas when I'm recording. Just how it is. Yeah.
So if you're recording straight in to the interface, do you have a amp simulator that you like to use?
Yeah, for our demos, I'm using Gojira, the neural amp simulator. Yeah, it sounds sick. But when I send it off to Simone, our engineer, he reamps somehow. I think he's going through cabinets and then miking it. I'm not sure what he's doing. I think he's doing a blend of that. I think he does a blend of both of those, like natural cab and real cab, or VST sims and stuff. But
nice. On that Gojira archetype, did you make your own, or is there a preset that you like a lot?
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of really good presets on there.
There is, yeah. I'll just go through and I'll find one that I'm trying to think of that guy with the frizzy hair. Damn, I forgot his name, but he has his own archetype one.
Is it the Pliny guy?
No, damn, I was about to pull it up, but anyways, yeah, it's cool. I don't know. I really like that plugin because you can mess with the pitch shifting and you can automate the pitch to do crazy stuff with your guitars. Like, so that's always fun.
I love that thing. I've got like 5 presets that are already on there, like artist presets. I was like, geez, this one sounds good. This one sounds good. It's just like, I'm just going to save these. I'm not even going to mess with tweak it. I'm like, these just sound really good.
Yeah, dude. It's this Rabbi one. It's Rabbi Masad. Rabbi Gain Tone 1 is what I like using. I start with that and then I'll mess with the I found out that the input going in, you can't have the input going too hot into the plugin, and I found out that makes a big difference with the tone of the quality of the everything. Yeah, it's in there. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
oh no, I didn't. Good to know.
Yeah, it's dude, it's really makes a difference. You'll play with that input knob.
I know Brandon found that if you actually, at least in Studio One, try to track multiple tracks simultaneously, that it will mess with like your overall input volumes. You know, if you like just try to like create 2 tracks at once that are just identical so that you could like mix this one or that one different, you know, or even I don't know whatever we were trying to do. But anyway, we noticed that it was hard to get consistent input tones or input volumes whenever you did that, because like one of them might just seem like it was gained a little bit higher than like this next section, even though you like didn't change anything. You know, it's like everything was equal except trying to record 2 tracks simultaneously at once, like punching in a spot. And I think he said, "Oh, I was just going to try because these 2 spots were the same on both tracks." So I was like, instead of just re-recording them, I just thought I'd punch them in and do them the same. And it made it to where the volumes were like, because I was like, I think those volumes sound a little too.
When you go back and listen to it, it get to where you punched in, and then the volume would just go like up.
Like
and
be
if
like
I just
super
recorded
loud.
one of the tracks for that section, the volume's even back out, even though I didn't change any of the volume numbers. I was like, this is wild.
And I don't know if that happens in all the DAWs, but you know, just little like you mentioned, little tricks, little quirks that you got to kind of learn about the softwares, because you're like, I didn't know it did this, but now I guess I know. And it may be either to your advantage, or you might find out that whatever you were doing is actually kind of hurting you, which that's what we realized whenever we were messing around with that. So
man, I re-recorded that song like 5 times. I was like, man, I'm getting tired of re-recording.
Yeah, dude, that sucks. Yeah, I try not to re-record songs. I try to like, when I'm writing the song, like I just want to record it once, and then that's why I like every time I'm writing a song, I make sure I have crispy strings and my shit's all like even levels, and I'm like, dude, I make sure everything's like, because I don't want to have to deal with that shit, dude. Like I'm just like, no, dude, track it once and move on.
Frustrating. Yeah, absolutely. And I think just for us, because we just decided, you know, after so many years, like, hey, let's start writing some stuff again. And we were like, well, yeah, we can do all this recording on our own. And so, and you can, but you got to learn. You still got to learn.
Yeah. You got to learn it, like how to record yourself, because you can slow things down. You can make things easier for yourself to like track it properly. Like, you know, and the same goes with vocals too. Like, it's like, if like we're doing a super fast choppy part, I'm like, hey dude, let's just slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
You can lock it into that click a little better, and then we speed it back up, and you can't even notice, and it sounds great. And like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, there's no rules to this game, man. It's like, just make dope music, period. And do what the song calls for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I kind of like that. I kind of like, you know, what you're talking about. Like, don't have to re-record, you know? And I mean, that should be the goal. Like, learn your equipment, find your tone, you know, as musicians. That goes back even to the consistency, you know, like, well, we don't want the music to sound the same, but we don't want your guitar to sound totally different either, you know? And so, and I mean, usually musicians don't either. Like, I can't think of too many musicians that are like, I'm just going to totally change my sound on the next album. You know, generally you're just trying to better fine tune that sound, you know, and just make it a little bit better. Maybe you've learned a few more tricks.
Reason to buy new guitars and amps and stuff.
New gear, baby. New gear.
Don't take that away from us, Zoomy.
No, this is me playing, you know, like both sides is what that is, because you know, like we said,
you got a lot of gear, I could see.
We got a few things. I got a couple acoustics, actually just one acoustic hanging up, and the rest are basses. The bass on the far end is the bass I bought. That one, right? I can't even do this. That one right there. I bought that whenever I was in high school. So, 2001, 2002, maybe, probably like 2000, 2001, actually. If I was,
is that a Sound Gear? What is it?
It is, man. It's an old school, an HT 405, man. I was gonna say it because you could probably read it from here, Spider-Man.
How do you even see that shit, dude?
Yeah, and actually, this one, right, the one next to it is a fretless that I bought off the internet, man. Just super cheap brand. I think it's called like Tario, like Mario with the T, like Tango. And it's fun. I thought I was going to be a fretless bass player until I realized, you know, like, I need a little bit more work. So, but yeah, I got that, and I probably, you know, my wife, she gets her hair and her nails done now, and I'm always like, you didn't used to do that. She goes, well, you did go to Guitar Center and buy like $3,000 worth of stuff. I'm like,
Gotcha.
I'm adding it up, and as soon as you get to 3,000, you're cut off.
Oh no, dude! Don't say that.
Oh no, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I never win. I just am like, okay, I'm just gonna go get the monitors that I want to go get, because if I don't do it, I'll never have them. So just go grab them.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, yeah, man. So gear, I love it. I want more too. And you know, we're trying to do what we need to do to make sure that we have, you know, cool sound whenever we try to record. And it's not easy, everybody, but it can be done. And these guys out here are making some killer music, as you just heard with the recent track. So all of that being done at home is very inspiring, you know, to the you know, just the artist out there who doesn't have all the resources to take it to the studio. For some people, it might just be like you can't get there. For other people, studios aren't cheap, you know. You'd be lucky if you can find somebody for like $50 to $100 an hour, man, anymore, it seems. You're gonna be in that probably 100 plus range most of the time if you're going somewhere. So
well, you know, life gets away from you too, and finding just the time to book a trip to the studio and then spend like the correct amount of time there to get it right and do it right, you know. But whereas now with the technology that we have, where you can do it at home, it's like, well, kids are finally asleep. We ate dinner. There's nothing on TV. I've got time. Like, it's Friday night. I'm gonna go play some guitar and record some shit. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And you can do it with headphones and stuff where nobody else could even hear, you know, except you know, the sound.
And you can experiment, right? You can like start, like, I'm gonna start a song with a sample instead of a riff or drums. Like, you can just fuck around and make, you know, just be creative and find cool stuff like that. I love doing that.
So definitely opens up, you know, like opportunities to, you know, be able to create more whenever you can just grab the guitar and get something on tape right now.
Oh yeah.
So
I'd love to hear more
cool,
about
man.
y'all's gear.
Yeah.
So like, what kind of guitars and stuff do you guys like to play through?
I got 2 Kiesel 8 strings, and then I got a LTD 7 string, and it's pretty sick.
Did you build your Kiesels? Did you do the guitar builder, or did you buy? Or were they stock?
I did. I built my first one, and it's a Osiris fan fret, like, multi-scale one. I'm trying to figure out how to turn my camera around, but I don't know, it's not working out. Anyways, but yeah, it's pretty nice. I tune my guitar weird because I like to grab dissonant chords and stuff. It's pretty fun. I'm trying to think of what else I could talk about in my.
What's your tuning?
It's like, it's drop E. It's pretty low.
I feel like every album has changed the tune. We've changed our tuning as we've progressed as a band. I feel like, right? Wasn't the first record like A sharp or some shit like that? Right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong there? Right? Like we've changed our tuning too. Yeah.
Just went lower and lower and lower.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, as you added more strings,
stick and you tuned to drop H.
Drop H.
That's what I want, yeah.
What if you got like an 8 string and tuned it back up to standard?
You gotta shift your hand up and you're playing in standard, dude. That's all it is. Yeah.
Do you have some special gear like that you like to use, or microphones? Like, what do you got, man? Do you play guitar?
No, I don't play guitar, man. No, definitely not. I can play guitar. I don't play well, but I can play basic chords and shit.
Me
but
too.
It's not good. Yeah. No, I mean, for recording, whatever he has in the studio I have no idea. I have no clue. What do you use, Nick? What do we got in the studio there, man?
Yeah, I'm using it's a Slate Digital ML1. It's cool. This one's cool because you can change the mic emulation to like all kinds of different mics and so it gives the character of that whatever mic you switch the emulation to. So it's cool.
So you can change it from like cardioid or whatever to
yeah.
like,
So like
all the different like patterns, I guess, wave patterns.
yeah, it'll give it to the characteristic of it, like I forgot what it's called, but it's like it just runs the signal through their plugin, and then you could switch the mic within that plugin, and it's like they got like a UAD one. There's one that's like the skinny Taylor Swift one that she uses. That's like $20,000. Like they got like crazy mics in there. And then you could upgrade and pay for different packages of different mics. Say if you wanted to track drums and you wanted to use a certain type of mic sets for that, like it's pretty cool. Like I like it. It's
That's
but
crazy.
yeah. My buddy, he's a rapper friend, and I had him. I recommend this mic, and he bought one from a Guitar Center. He got it; it was broken. Got another one; it was broken. He's like, "I hate that mic, dude." I'm like, "Dude, that's the best mic. I've had that mic for like 4 years now." It's like, and he's like, "No, I'm not buying those anymore." I'm like, "Oh, that sucks."
They
Well,
just come broken.
yeah, just don't buy from Guitar Center. Everybody returns shit at Guitar Center, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
There you go.
This is
It's
true.
that 45-day, you know,
Yeah.
bring it back, you know, on day 44, be like, I don't want it
Exactly.
anymore.
Maybe it's broken. They're like, put it back in the box, sell it, put it on the shelf.
Yep.
You know, I went in one time and I was like, hey, my interface is acting up, and I just bought that. I need you guys to just give me another interface like right now. And they're like, no, you got to go through the insurance. And I was like, no. I'm going to be messing around with it this weekend. Like, I need it now. And they did, man. They just like boxed it up, and they were like, here you go. And then I realized that I was doing something wrong and my interface wasn't messed up. So I took it back. I took it back to him like, you know, a few days later, and I was like, my bad. You know, mine's fine. But I used yours and I was able to figure that out. So I mean, it was cool. It was cool, but you know, at the same time, you're right. You do have to be careful. You really got to inspect it. If you're buying an instrument, you really got to inspect it, because so many people have had their hands on it probably, unless you're just getting one like out of the box, which usually you don't at a place like that. So, you know, all of them are out there for everybody to play with. So,
yeah.
All right.
People just shouldn't give up on those mics, though.
Yeah, man.
Good mics.
So
that's so true. Don't throw it away.
You guys get to play live?
I got this new Alpha Wolf noise pedal. This thing's crazy.
That's pretty cool, man. So I actually, and this isn't me throwing it out there, I work for Walrus Audio. I'm the financial controller. So it's fun to be around guitar pedals all day long, man, and stuff. You know, they don't have a bunch of like heavy metal ones. They got a few that are kind of like I think one of our artists is like Devil Wears Prada and stuff like that. Okay. You know, so I mean, you know, we've got a few on the metal side, but a lot of their stuff sticks more on the like alternative phaser type things. But man, the power supplies. What do you use to power that pedal with? Do you just have like one single? Or do you actually have a power supply? I can't talk. Power supply block.
No, I just got one single like little Ernie Ball little plug that I bought from Guitar Center.
Right.
Works.
Hey. Heck yeah, man. So anyways, I just before I worked there, I didn't realize like how much people, you know, how many pedals a person can use sometimes in their setup, you know, whenever they're doing like, oh my gosh, I've seen pedal boards that are like, I'm like, how do you even know what to do and when, you know, there's just so many, and they're all like in different chains, and you talk about reamping. Sometimes they're reamped a different way even, you know, like where they loop it, you know, it's like, what, you know, and so anyway, pedals, man. But you had one, and I was like, I can handle one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man.
Do you guys get to play live very much?
We have in the past.
Yeah, I mean, we were a live band from the very beginning all the way until the first hiatus we had, which was 2014, I think. And we haven't played live since 2014, dude. Since that.
Wow.
Yeah, we broke up for 6 years, I think. And then when we got back together in 2021, we wrote that Rebirth record with the guy from the Red Chord, and you know that record. And and we didn't play any of those songs live. We never played those live. And then we had another little hiccup, you know, with a past member who's no longer with us. And so when me and Nick talked about getting it back together again, we had Jameson, who was on the Synapse Collective record, and Ian, a bassist, who's been with us since pretty much the beginning. We all talked about how we weren't going to do any live shows probably. It's really just a studio project now. Just creating music, releasing it, and just having fun, man, and no stress, no bullshit, no, just kind of, yeah. I mean, Nick is in another band. He's in Post-Human X. Jameson, as Nick said, he's in multiple bands. He always has been in multiple bands. So just, and I'm, we're all doing different things. I got kids, like I'm busy with my kids and my business, and just, I don't know. If it's time, I mean, I never say never, but right now, no, definitely not. Uh,
Yeah,
but
I don't.
yeah.
I don't
Plus,
think
the
there's
live
anything wrong
drummer's
with
the
that.
hardest thing, dude. The
We don't have
live
a drummer.
drummers,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the hardest
Yeah.
thing to
Yeah,
have.
we
I mean,
talk about
that's
that's why, good drummers are in like 25 bands,
dude,
every one of them.
Always. Always.
Because everybody's like, we need you.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think if we wanted to play live, like I think if we're like, dude, we have these aspirations to play live again after, over a decade. It's been, I think we know enough people, especially Nick. Nick knows so many people. I'm sure we could find somebody that could play our shit. It's not like it's, out of the question. It's just
Probably.
whether or not we want to do it or not. Right now, we don't, because Nick's doing his post-human thing, and like I said, we're all just doing different things. So right now, it just doesn't make sense. We're just having fun, just writing and recording again, honestly, and having these cool features and just releasing records, man. Like
Oh
it's kind
yeah.
of what we're doing right now.
No,
Yeah,
that's all that matters is the fun part.
yeah,
You start
yeah,
Right.
bringing in additional members and trying
yeah.
to organize everybody to play lives. It starts turning into a job. So
Mm-hmm. 100%, dude.
yeah,
Yeah,
one of those is enough, right?
yeah, 100%. Yep,
No, I
yep,
don't think there's anything wrong at all with doing a studio
yeah,
project, having fun, and
Right.
just
yep,
chilling with buddies and
yep,
putting your heads together and putting out stuff for people to listen to. I mean, that's what it's for
yeah,
anyway.
yep,
To listen to
exactly.
it. So,
Yeah.
no, I think that's cool. I was just curious. So
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, great question. Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like our old writing style was a lot different than how we are now. Like it's like we would just like go there and pay for a studio like spot to keep all our gear there, and then we go there and rehearse for once a week, and then we'd forget the stuff we like the riff we wrote or whatever, and then try to remember that. And like it was just like a
Took
hamster on a wheel.
forever.
Like it was like
Yeah,
it just to write one song it took forever. Like it was not
yeah,
efficient. Like but like
yeah,
now when we come together, like we literally write a song in 2-3 hours, and then it's like, okay, that's a song. Like, all right, next
yeah,
session. It's just
yeah,
so much. It's just more efficient, more fun. Like, and
yeah,
it just like we have a product when we're done. It's recorded and done. Like, it's
yeah,
awesome. Like, it's just
yeah.
works out good.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
Something to show for it.
yeah, back in the day, we
Exactly.
were just a bunch of broke, dumb kids that had no money. So it's like, all right, let's try to write songs and remember them, and then pay to
Yeah.
go to, do studio time with so and so, right? And like part of the reason why our records is so many years apart is because of that. Like it took forever to write records to just for all those reasons. So yeah, it's so much different now. Like we did that Rebirth record in 23, and now we're about to have a new record this year, So it's more, it's just easier to write. Yeah, like it makes sense. It's just we can get together and we don't have to, we don't have to find a space to record or write. I mean, and we don't have to, we don't have to pay an engineer, right? Nick's doing it all, so that's cool. It's just a different process for sure. But yeah,
You
we're
guys
having
live in
fun,
the
man.
same town?
No, we used to. I still live in the same town. We started back
Like
in,
30 minutes apart. Yeah.
yeah, it's like 20 minute drive. It's not bad, dude. I mean, it's all in the Bay Area. Everything's like right there, dude. It's not so bad,
That's cool. That's very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah, man, I love it. And like Brando said, I, can echo that.
yeah,
I got lots of respect for, the studio projects. I
yeah.
think so many great bands, so many great songs, so much great music. It just comes from studio projects too. So it's fun to see the band you love out there live, but another reason, back to the topic on singles, why, you know, for you guys, your strategy has to be a little bit different too, because you're not out there playing shows. You know, you're not out there keeping, you know, like you're not feeding the fans the live shows in between, you know, the new material. So
that's a really good point.
Even makes more sense why, in my mind, why you want to be like, just, you know, like you said, writing a song, having something to show for the time that you guys do get together, and then getting it out there. You know, it makes sense.
Yep.
It's cool looking at that shrine. Jay's got the Izeovasis shrine behind him. I need to come over there and drink a beer, dude. Like, and just
all
look
the
at
records.
all that shit.
Yeah, all the records were down, all the posters, shirts, all that shit.
We got that show we played with Volumes one time. That was epic, bro. That was the biggest show we ever played, I think.
That's pretty
Volumes.
sweet.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And we played with Revocation. That was a pretty good one. Revocation and the Binary Code. That was a cool show. But yeah, Volumes is probably, I'd say, it was up there. Yeah, with the coolest shows. Yeah, one of the best ones we played for sure. Yeah.
Man, that's badass.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Any cool stories?
Oh boy, countless stories. 20 years. I mean, yeah, shit. There's endless stories. What do you want to know?
Yeah. You got any cool ones from when you guys used to play some shows back in the day?
Well, yeah, the Volume show for sure was legendary. You know, getting to play with those guys in San Francisco, that was cool. God,
we used to throw these keg parties every weekend that were crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
that's where I was going. Yeah,
and it would just like be like you'd wake up in the morning and there would just be cars parked and people like sleeping in their cars, and like it was just people everywhere. It was so much fun. Like, it was just our drummer got this house in the woods, like in the cuts, like, and we would just throw these rager parties like every weekend. It would just be like this barnyard like thing. It was just packed full of people and like super fun. And like all our friends started finding out about it, and then it became like eventually
the whole town came up. Dude.
Yeah, like we made flyers,
there,
and then it started getting out of control, and then like the landlord somehow found out he found a flyer at like somebody gave it to him, and like he was like, oh, and he kicked our drummer out, and that was the end of it. It got nasty, but it was a fun time. We were able to create some cool opportunities by just throwing rager shows like that and having footage of it. Like we were getting bigger bands to play with us because of that shit. It was sick. I was like, hell yeah, dude! Like this place is tight.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, the cops never came because it was county. It was like, you know, it was out of it wasn't in the suburbs. It was like county. So if anyone came, it'd be the sheriff, right? But the nearest neighbor was like half a mile away, so the neighbors never heard anything. We have, like you said, we just have the whole town would come up. We just have kegs of beer, and just like everyone was there just raging, dude, all night long. We'd have, 4 to 5 bands, including us playing, and just, dude, it was epic times for a couple of years. We were up there for a couple of years before we finally got, evicted or whatever. But yeah, those were some legendary shows for sure, dude. Just no rules, no nothing, man. Just free for all, Yeah, it's good times. It was a barn. Man. It was in a barn, pretty much. Yeah.
No cops.
Man, sounds like
make
the best
me think.
Of times.
Yeah,
my grandma. There used to be. I think it is now, and I think this was so mean of her, but she there was like neighbors across the street, and they'd be like working on their cars, and they'd be playing music, and she'd be like, if they don't turn that music down, I'm calling the sheriff. But they lived in one of these towns too that had like no police station, no police at all. And so it just made me think about my grandma calling the sheriff on the neighbors because the music was too loud. And the sheriff, I mean, could you imagine this guy like, gotta drive to this freaking town that has no police station, to go handle this. And so, yeah, that's kind of funny, man. It's probably a cool spot to have some shows, dude.
It was.
Yeah, and we would wake up in the morning, we'd be broke, and we would just go to the hotel and like get free breakfast and act like we stayed there at the hotel and like get our plates. And yeah, we were dirtball kids, man. We were just
hair all messed up, just fit like, right in.
And then like my buddy would be like, "Did you bring the key?" "No, I didn't have it with me, man." Pretend to like have a fake conversation and like try to stupid
just to get free pancakes and eggs. Dude.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
That's
grab
awesome.
a link and run.
Yeah. It's doing this.
Love it. Well, awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good times.
It was.
Yeah,
This
man.
was fun.
Yeah, for the memories. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
All right, Zoomy.
Are you ready now, Brandon?
I'm ready.
For the Furious 5.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, we do 5 questions every show. I don't know if you got a chance to check out any of the other shows.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So we do 5 questions, and not all music related, no music relation. Actually, I think I have to correct myself every time and say that, but just to have fun. It's not to get us away from the metal, but again, it's just to make, you guys, people that the fans, want to talk to and interact with, and, people getting to know you better, hopefully through the show, so that they can maybe start that communication. They've been looking up to you, and now they want to reach out to you and collab, and so just kind of, how I like to think the wheel keeps turning with musicians or musicians and fans. So, all right, who wants to go first? You answer the same questions.
I'll go first. Yeah.
Jay wants to go first.
Yeah, why not? Whatever.
All right, Brando's got the list. All right. So, I know being out there in California, you guys have a lot of Latino culture influence, especially with foods and stuff like that. So I'm just curious, is your favorite kind of food, that outside of, just the typical American culture or I guess of food, do you prefer Latino foods or inspired foods or Asian?
I prefer Mexican food. Yeah, Latino food. Yeah, I'm actually part Mexican. My mom's Mexican, my dad's white, so I'm all about Mexican food for sure. Yeah.
So I have a funny story, man. My buddy, his name is Bill. Actually, he was a friend as I was growing up in high school. We worked together. He was a lot older than me, so we kind of lost contact over the years. But one night I was over at his place. And he was like, man, why don't you just crash over here and I'll make eggs and chorizo in the morning.
Yeah, chorizo.
And I was like, what's eggs and chorizo? He was like, you don't know what eggs and chorizo are? And I was like, I don't think so, man. We've never had that at our house. And he was like, all right, man, we'll have eggs and chorizo in the morning. So he makes the eggs and chorizo and he puts it on the plate, right? And so we got the tortillas and the eggs and chorizo.
Hot sauce, yep.
Yeah, hot sauce, man. It's all like ready. Yep. And he was half Mexican. Just like you're saying, I think his mom was Mexican, is what it was. Yeah. And so I said, I was sitting there, and he sat down, and I was like, "What about a fork?" He goes, "Man, I'm just gonna you like my grandpa." He goes, "We don't need no forks," and he like rips the tortilla and he starts scooping it up with the tortilla, and I was just like, "We don't need no forks, amigo. I'm with you, bro."
You gotta be a man, mijo.
Yeah.
Use your hands. Yeah.
Yes. So that's fun memory, of getting to learn a little bit of some of that Mexican culture from my buddy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Mexican for sure over. I don't get me wrong, I love Oriental food. I love Chinese food. Oh hell yeah, of course. But no, Mexican food for sure. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Next.
Nick.
Me? Oh. Yeah. No, I thought you were going to the next question. No, definitely Mexican food, dude. Like 100%. Yeah. I just I got a taco truck down the work like by my work, and I'm hitting that thing up like they got daily specials, dude. That's why I look like I do. Like it's amazing, dude.
Like a growing boy.
Yeah, that's right, dude.
He talks about it all the time too.
I do.
Truck, bro. You bring it up like constantly.
It's Torta Tuesday today.
I still need to try it out.
Well, what's your favorite daily special from there?
What's my favorite daily special? I don't know. Probably chilaquiles on Wednesday. They have this grilled chicken, and they put it on chilaquiles like chips. It's so good, dude.
That's
crazy.
Good.
Yeah,
sounds amazing.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds delicious. I want to come try.
Right. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna have to eat after this. It'll be like 11 o'clock, and I'll be in there digging around in the fridge.
Frozen burritos.
Yeah, man, you know it.
Yeah, I don't know how the Mexican food is over there, man, but it's crazy over here.
It's delicious down here for sure.
So it's definitely different, and we have a little bit more of the Tex-Mex influence. in our side. You know what I mean? So,
and I have a ton of more Tex-Mex influence.
Oh yeah,
because I'm in Texas. So
he's in Texas. Yeah,
you're actually in Texas. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So like fajitas, things like that are popular dishes that we'll see over here. Here's one thing that's really cool about the town that I live in, and I say the town because I haven't found this anywhere else. But if you go to any Mexican food place here, like an actual sit-down restaurant, not a taco truck or anything, but they bring you the chips and salsa, and they also bring you queso, and that is part of the setup in the beginning. Like if you go to Oklahoma City, I'm in Norman. If you go to Oklahoma City, just a little bit north, and Norman's a suburb, but I remember the first time I went to OKC and ate a Mexican place, I was like, "Where's the queso?" And everybody's like, "You got to order that," and I was like, "What?" Yeah. So queso is very popular.
Norman, like every restaurant, it's just they just bring it out. It's just like part of the chips and salsa package.
I love that. Why can't every place adopt that standard? That sounds great.
You know what?
I miss Tucson, Arizona from Norman, and we got there, and I was like, "Where's all the queso? Like, what the hell?" Like, then I moved here, and I was like, "Where's all the queso? Nobody does that." Like, it's insane.
Even chains, like like El Chico or something, which is a chain that we have here. But like El Chico, they'll serve you chips and queso in the Norman El Chico, but if you go to the Tulsa El Chico, they won't serve you the queso.
Oh, that's crazy.
Wow. So even the same chain will stick to this, and it's just like a Norman thing, and so it's really kind of neat. But I found out that queso is really more of a Tex-Mex thing. No, but like Tex-Mex queso is more of a Tex-Mex thing because generally it's just like salsa. I found out the fajitas were more of like the Tex-Mex thing, and also the relish, which I freaking love the relish. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like pickled jalapenos, onions, and carrots. And they'll bring that out in a bowl, and I'll like throw queso and salsa and then those pickled like vegetables on a tortilla and wrap it up, and I'm eating on that while I'm waiting for my food to come.
Man.
Dang.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, man, yummy stuff. But it is, I guess, all that to say, just more like Tex-Mex. And so I hear a lot more of like the authentic side whenever I talk to people from like California, especially where y'all are at, especially like even further south.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the closer you get to Mexico, like LA has the craziest Mexican food. Like, it's so good.
Yeah,
I love it there. Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in Tucson for a little while, and there was. They like their Mexican food was different too because it's like right next to Sonora. So like, here, everywhere there's taco trucks. Like it's taco truck everywhere, right? But in Tucson, it was Sonoran hot dog trucks. There weren't taco trucks everywhere. It was like the hot dog trucks. But I was like, they were good too, man. That shit was.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that was good stuff. All right, fellas, you ready for question 2?
Yes.
Nope.
Okay. Jay.
Yep.
Did you say no?
Yeah. No, I'm not ready. Yeah, of course. Go for it.
If you could teach an intergalactic alien anything about humans, what would it be?
Wow. That's a good question. Holy moly. What they don't already know? I mean, aren't they teaching us shit? You know what I mean?
We're better than they are. We're smarter than them. So.
I think they're advanced us. I don't know. Fuck. If they're dumber than us, is that what you mean? If they're like not as smart as we are, which I think they're smarter.
They're learning about humans.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Ooh, that's a great question. Fuck.
We like queso.
Yeah, we like Mexican food, dude.
Teach them how to make chorizo.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that, man. That's yeah, I have no idea, dude. I mean, because I think they're smarter than us. I think they know everything I think they know way more than we know. You know what I mean? So they're way more advanced than we are, for sure.
They should.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, what don't they know should be the question, really. What could they teach us? What should be the question.
I like the way you're thinking.
There you go.
Thinking forward.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my answer. What can they teach us?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, there's no wrong answers here.
Yeah.
No.
Nick, what do you think? What would you teach a intergalactic alien about humans?
Probably just I would show him music. That's all I know most about. Like, I don't know, dude. I would be like, check out this old band from 2007 called Izeovasis. No, I'm just kidding.
I love it. That's what I'm talking about.
I love that. That's awesome.
So
It's
you
hard,
know what
man.
I would do? I would tell them that dogs, even though we walk around and pick up dogs' poop, we're in charge, not the dog.
That's
That's something I would let them know.
But are we, dude? Are we in charge? I don't think we are.
No.
I think
funny.
dogs. We don't deserve dogs, dude. And that's what I think. I think they're so much better than us, dude. Like
Mostly,
really,
yeah, I totally
we
agree.
don't deserve dogs, dude.
I
That's
tell
the
my
only
wife,
bro. It's the only species. It's the only species that can like coexist with humans. You know what I mean? Like no other animal is the same relationship with a human and a dog, dude. We don't deserve dogs at
very
all.
true.
I tell my
100%.
wife, I'm like, the best friend test. This is what I tell my wife. I'm like, the best friend test. I'm like, put your wife and dog in the trunk of your car for 3 hours. Open it up and see who's happy to see you.
Yeah. Exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that's a red flag too. If people are mean to dogs or if they're shitty towards dogs, dude, like what the hell's wrong with you, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's
also another red flag for people is, if like you put them in your trunk for 3 hours, then when you let them out, they're upset. Total red flag. They should not be upset about that.
They might, they'll be mad. That's why they're not your best friend. It's a test, Brandon. It's a test.
That's funny.
Tests aren't easy.
Love it.
They're hard.
Yeah.
I don't think my wife would be down, but
right. That's what. Yeah, my wife's like, you put me in the trunk, and you
try
that.
You're
going
gonna
to
end
sleep
up in
at
the
night.
trunk for
sleeping in the garage. I'll be sleeping out here in the garage. I'll be in the garage sleeping, dude. Yeah, no.
I get tattoos on my eyelids of eyeballs, so it looks like I'm awake even when I'm asleep.
Sounds painful.
Oh man, it does. It does.
Funny.
All right.
Question 3.
Question 3.
Go for it, Zoomy.
All right. So what? I guess going with Jay. Jay, what is one of your favorite sayings or phrases?
Man, they're all so like cheese ball. You know what I mean? But
we ask.
When I was younger, when I was like in my late teens, early 20s, I always would say like, oh, I live my life at a quarter tank of gas and a half a pack of smokes, right? That was always like my go-to line, right? Because I was always just driving on empty and, barely surviving on my cigarettes. You know what I mean? I don't smoke anymore, right? Like, I'm not poor anymore, right? But that was like my go-to back then. Now, I guess, now that I'm older and still immature, is dick cheese as it sounds. Everything happens for a reason. So, let's go with that, I guess, man. You know what I mean? As dick cheese as that sounds, it's true. Everything happens for a reason, man. Whether it's good or bad, right? So if good things happen, that's great. If bad things happen, learn from your mistakes, right? So super corny, but I guess that would be it.
Man. No, man, absolutely. Learn from them,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
Good one.
Yeah.
What you got, Nick?
My dad used to say, fall asleep with itchy crack, wake up with stinky finger. I think that's really resonates with my life and my current state of being. You know what I mean?
It's got to be one of the most accurate things.
I live by that, dude. You can't. Gotta take care of that before you go to sleep.
That's right.
Love that. Yes.
So good.
That's good, man.
Sorry, guys. Way to waste your time a little bit.
That is awesome.
No waste of time here.
No, sir. Listen, I'm going to start saying it.
Write that shit down.
Yeah, it's my new favorite saying.
My tombstone, dude.
Here lies.
There could be a little cartoon doodle of a guy going like this.
Yeah, permanent.
That's funny.
Or just the fingers with the smell. Then people they'll have no. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
All right, you guys ready for question 4? Here we go.
Let's do it.
Jay, what is a movie that traumatized you as a kid?
The kid. Probably. Oh man, there's so many. Like the most. Oh man,
So many times I was
there's
traumatized as a
so
kid by
many,
movies.
dude.
You know, I agree with
Oh,
that
that's
statement
a
though,
tough
because
one, dude. So
like, all
many.
right, when were you born, Jay?
I was born in '88.
Okay, so yeah,
Okay.
80s, man. Like
Yeah.
we were fed slasher films and all kinds
Yeah.
of crazy stuff, you know, and our parents, I
Yeah.
guess, just didn't realize how
They
bad
didn't
they were.
know,
They just
or they
didn't
didn't know we
know.
were watching it. Yeah.
Right. They might
Maybe
just not have known.
The Exorcist. I can remember vividly being
That's
scared.
brutal, dude.
Yeah, The Exorcist probably. I want to say that might be the one, man. Yeah. It was yeah. I think that might be the one for sure.
You know, I've
Exorcist.
seen that like one time, and I won't rewatch it. And it's not even that I'm terrified by it. It just has some disturbing stuff in there that really makes you not feel good when you're watching it.
Dude,
And there are other movies like that whenever you see them, you're like,
yeah.
I mean, it was a great movie, but
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know if I'm watching it again.
The human centipedes like that, dude. I'll
Human
never watch it.
centipede.
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely,
never again,
man. Like,
nope.
Yeah.
I remember
it's
seeing that. We
disgusting.
watched that together, Nick. I remember watching that with you back in the day. Yeah, dude, never again. I
Yeah.
watched it once. Yeah, same.
I didn't see any of the other ones after the first one.
No, dude.
I was like, I don't need to
think
see
so.
2 or 3. No, thanks.
Nope. You say you've seen the first one, you've seen them all, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, what more can you do, right? Like, they're stuck together.
Oh, they do more,
you know?
dude. They do
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
It's really gross.
Gross. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I guess that's it. Exorcist and Human Centipede. Is that what you're going with, Nick, or are you just saying? Or is there another
no.
one?
I mean, my earliest memory of a scary movie is probably The Fly. Like that movie was pretty nuts with Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum,
Goldblum,
yeah. That Cronenberg Fly.
Yeah.
From like the 80s, man. Yeah, that actually came up on the last show because we asked about I think we asked about favorite movie, book, or series or something, and Landon said The Fly, the Cronenberg Fly, Cronenberg Fly from the 80s. Wow. So that was funny. That was just the last episode. So
that's a good question. And I want to, Zoomy, what is a movie that traumatized you as a kid?
Right.
So for me, it was the 4th Friday the 13th. I think it was the 4th one where it actually wasn't even Jason Voorhees was the killer. So spoiler alert if you haven't seen that yet. It was at the very beginning of the movie because they're at, oh no, wait. It is one of the later ones. So Tommy Jarvis, the little kid, it's when he grows up and he goes to the mental institution. So I can't remember which number of Friday the 13th this one is right now. My mind's kind of mixing up. But
there's so many.
Yeah. There are, but he's at this like little mental, not institution, but it's like a camp is what it is, you know, and they're like, there's like a White House and these kids are working and you know, like every 80s movie, the kids are really like 30-year-olds, you know, is really who it is. Yeah. But there's one of the kids who has like a mental disability, and he's eating a candy bar, and he gets chocolate all over the laundry that the girls are doing, and they get mad. And then he goes over to like try to help the guy who's chopping wood, and he annoys that guy to the point where the guy just axes him in the back. And it's not even Jason doing anything, and it ended up being like Jason comes and kills everybody, but it's not even really Jason. It was that kid's dad who got hacked in the back at the beginning. Like he wanted revenge on all the kids in the camp. And so anyway, that was the movie, and I remember watching that at like a Halloween party and being like, when that guy got axed in the back like over and over again, I was like, I haven't forgotten that, man. So that was mine, Brandon. What was yours?
All right. I have 2. I have all right. Ernest Scared Stupid. Just kidding. Not that one.
Trolls.
But, honestly, one that I think of when people talk about like traumatic experiences watching movies, I think of The Never Ending Story. and the swamp with the horse and the
Oh,
quicksand
the
and
horse.
shit.
Yeah.
That shit fucked me up for a little bit, man. Like that was fucked up.
That's so funny. Yep. Know what you mean.
Mine
You ever
wasn't a
seen that
scary
movie
movie.
Ghost
Mine
Ship?
was just that.
Oh,
Ghost Ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody gets chopped in half. That I remember
Yeah.
that
Oh,
scene.
right at the
Like,
beginning.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that movie was fucked, dude.
With
I
the
remember that
cable that
scared-
just comes across and is like,
Yeah.
shoo.
yeah,
Yeah. And then
that
everybody's
was a
just like,
gnarly scene.
and they
Just sliding
slide.
slowly,
like
like
slide
freaking
apart.
salami slices. Yeah,
I remember
nasty.
that. That's like the only scene from that movie that I remember right now.
Which movie was it?
It's called Ghost Ship.
Ghost Ship. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Uh-huh.
remember Ghost Ship.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was a good one. All right.
Yeah.
So where we at? Are we at number 5 already?
We're at 5.
Furious 5.
Last
All
question.
right. So here we go. This is actually one of those that, I don't know, you might have to think about this one. So Jay,
Oh boy.
let us know, brother. All right.
right,
Would you rather? It's a would you rather.
Ooh, would you rather? Oh no.
Uh-huh. Would you
All right.
rather step in something wet while wearing socks
Mm.
or
Oh,
sit on a warm toilet seat?
Mm.
oh,
Warm toilet seat. Yeah, especially if it's cold out, man. You know what I mean? It's already prepped
All
and
right.
ready. You're ready to
What-
go.
Even if it's a public
Oh
restroom?
no, at home. Oh, public. Yeah, probably step in something wet. Yeah.
Like you go to Home Depot and you go to sit
Yeah,
down
like
on
at
the
Home
toilet and
Depot
you're
or
like,
something.
oh shit.
oh yeah.
You sit down, you're like, this is
Yeah.
warm.
That
Yeah.
sucks, dog. No.
It does suck. It does suck. Yeah. No.
What if-
Something wet
What
sock.
if you sit down on the warm toilet seat and then right after step in something wet in your socks?
Yeah.
That's every day in my house, dude.
Double whammy, dude.
As long as it's not at Home Depot, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
So what about
man.
you, Nick? Socks or warm toilet seat? And I'm changing it to public toilet
Yeah.
seat.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. No, I got cats, and my girlfriend, my wife, but she cleans up when there's barf or anything. So if I would say the socks, because if I step on this, I'll find the barf and be like, "Hey, there's barf here." And don't tell me about it. Like, But I don't know. I got a sensitive subject or stomach, dude. I'll just start barfing myself if I clean up that shit. Like, but
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my excuse, anyways.
So I was always
Yeah.
the puke cleaner upper. All right, I guess I still would be if it
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, one of the kids puked, I would do it.
Yeah.
I'd clean it up. Brando pukes, I clean it up. Just
Mhm.
kind of what happens. That has
Yeah,
happened.
There you go.
Yeah.
That has happened.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So
Mm.
it's never bugged me too much. Actually, I was one who always thought like it would be really cool to, go out and hunt to get, like your own food. But I don't want to kill anything. And so
Mhm.
because I don't want to kill anything, I'm like, I can't hunt. But I told I was telling this to a buddy and he's like, oh, I'd go out there and shoot a deer. And I was like,
Yeah.
you shoot it, I'll skin and gut it, man. I can handle that part, but I don't want to take its life, And so, I don't know. I can just handle some of that gross stuff.
Some nasty stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so
each
I
their
can
own,
handle
man,
the
yeah.
puke. Actually, my kid, my daughter, she gave us like 21 reasons why I love you. She handed it out to all of us, like gave one to her mom, gave one to me, gave one to her brothers, to each of her brothers. And one of the ones in there, she said, thank you for always cleaning up our throw up. I love you because you were the one who always did that. So
I know what's going on
That's
here.
valuable.
Yeah.
I know, right? It's another one of those lost art, like public speaking and
Right.
engaging with others. Cleaning up puke.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Furious
That
5.
was it, guys.
There it is. Arr, it's Furious.
That's it.
Guys, that's just a little goofing off we like to do right at the end, but
I love it.
man, I appreciate you guys coming to hang out with us. I know we've been going for like almost 2 hours now, and
Yeah.
that's how it always goes on the show, man. Like we make new friends and we have a good time, and then we talk for hours, and we could keep going for hours and hours. But like to circle things back around, hope everybody had fun. But the reason we're here is for the metal. We're here for the
Yeah.
music. And, hope you guys like the track Narcissist that we played earlier in the show. These guys are still putting out stuff all the time. We've got, you know, a new album right around the corner. So make sure you're following them. Make sure you're checking them out on whatever the streaming platforms are. You know, I think every single one of them that I found them on, and you can even go on Bandcamp. I noticed that you guys had some stuff even on Bandcamp and whatnot, so fans can interact with you through there. You know, I think that's still seems to be like a good hub for, you know, the artists and stuff. I don't know how much money you guys actually get for it, but I think Bandcamp does a better job, you know, of getting the bands their stuff.
Do we get paid? I don't think we've ever got paid. Have we got paid?
It goes to Jameson. Yeah, Jameson's.
Oh, Jameson gets it. Oh, okay, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, I don't see it.
That's why you've never been
I don't
paid.
care.
That's why you've never been paid, Jay.
I never got shit. I don't get nothing.
Oh man, so
Hey.
you know
Hey, but I just want to shout out a huge thanks to Jesse from Danza for doing the feature in the first place, and then Jason Dietz, who recorded his vocals out in Tennessee, man. So we appreciate those guys for being a part of the song and a part of the record, and huge shout out to them, man. Just fucking they rule, man. Love you guys.
yeah. Hell
Fuck
yeah,
good
man.
shout out.
So, man, everybody out there, like, drop what you're doing right now and go listen to Izeovasis. And be checking these dudes out, man, and rock out with them. You know, even though they're not playing any live shows right now, man, be checking them out online and rocking out with them. Send them a message and tell them you like what you heard, man. And get with them if you're one of these young bands, because they need to be the grandfathers and start collabing around with some boys now. So reach out to those that you love, man. We got bands everywhere, and, you know, these guys are no exception. Another great band that you can go out there and find that's still relevant and active today. And also has a lot of mathcore type inspiration that I hear, you know, coming from you guys.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we didn't even really talk too much about that.
Yeah, no.
But any of the old school fans, you know, of like really that mathcore metal, you know, for me, all the way back to like Dillinger Escape Plan, that's, you know, for me, where it all kind of started in that area, and to just see how things have changed and where they've branched out in metal. And it's just so awesome to see how big it is today. And I said it before the show, but metal, in my opinion, is bigger than ever. And it's because we've got great music like this. We've got the technology, and these guys out there just making stuff all the time. So do yourself a favor, go listen to not just what we played here, go listen to Rebirth that they put out. They put out, even what it was, we said in 2014, I think is what it was, the Synapse Collective. So, you know, go check that out. And you guys are going to get to see how they've grown and how they've changed over the years. So, you know, enjoy them. Izeovasis. We're so excited. Guys, thanks for joining us, man. Thank you. Thanks you for joining us. Thanks for sharing. You're a part of the family now. So
that's right.
We're like attached is what happens. So you guys put out something, we post it, we share it, we support you guys.
Awesome.
Like, that's what we're here for, man. We're here for you. And, you know, we just want everybody out there to be listening to. So go check them out, y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you guys. We appreciate y'all coming and spending your time hanging out with us for a little bit. So can't wait to hear the new record when you guys release it. And yeah, keep it coming. You know what? Go ahead and drop another single.
There you go.
Yeah.
Keep it coming.
Brandon
right, guys?
approved.
Thank
Brandon
you.
approved.
Right on.
Love it.
Oh, man. So that's all we got for y'all tonight. Thanks for joining in. We'll be back. Until next time, Metal Blog over and out.
See ya.